Okay, class, picking up where we left off at, we have our formula here, and now we're going to go through the process of substitution. We should have actually substituted in 2,000 for A equals to P times 1 plus, the rate is 12.6%, which would be 0.126, and the time is 8 months, so that would be 8 out of 12 months. So now we will have 2,000 is equal to P times, this will be 1 plus. Now, we will have 0.126, we will put that over 1 and multiply that by 8, and that will give us 1.008 divided by 12. Now, what we could do is this, we still would have 2,000 is equal to P. Now we can make this 1 into a fraction, make it 12 over 12. And then we can combine these fractions here. So we have 2,000 is equal to P times 12 plus 1.008 is 13.008 divided by 12. Now, what we need to do is get P by itself. So what we would do here is we will multiply each side by 12 over 13.008. Now, as you can see, I don't have enough room here. So in your notes, you will write 12. I try and write as much as I can. It'll be 12 over 13.008. And we'll multiply that by 2,000 on the other side. So we'll put this 2,000 over 1. 12 times 2,000 is 24,000. All over 13.008. And that will equal to P, because these will simplify each other out. Now, when you put this in your calculator, your final answer here would be $1,845.02, and that would be the approximate answer. So again, $1,845.02 is your approximate present value or principal. Now we want to go down here to what is called the discounted loan. Okay, discounted loans basically goes like this. Some lenders collect the interest from the amount of the loan at the time that the loan is made. This is called a discounted loan. The interest that is deducted from the loan is the discount. So now we're going to apply this to this next problem here. It says if $5,000 is borrowed on an 8% discounted loan for 9 months, what is the loan's discount? So now we would take our simple interest. Interest is equal to principal times rate times time. We need to find the interest out first. The principal is $5,000. The rate is 8%, which is 0.08, and the time is 9 months out of 12 months. So we have our interest is equal to, we could take 5,000 times 0.08, which would be 400, times, we could simplify the 9 and 12. Both of them had 3 in common, so we would do 3/4. So now we'll put this 400 over 1, and our interest is equal to, we can do some cross simplifying. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 400 100 times. So it'll be 100 over 1 times 3 over 1, which would give us 300 over 1, which is $300. Now, so we could say the discount is $300. So only 4,700 will be received. Okay, now at the bottom here, we also have the solution shown for you. Now our next example, it says that 5,000 is borrowed on an 8% discounted loan for 9 months, what is the loan's simple interest rate? Now we want to find the interest rate. So we would take the same simple interest formula, which is interest is equal to principal times rate times time. However, the interest we already know is $300. The principal, we're not going to use $5,000. We're going to use the discounted principal, which we learned in the last problem was $4,700, times the rate we don't know, and the time is still 9/12. So we had $300 is equal to, now we could take this, well, let's do this. This would be 4,700 times the rate times, now 9/12 can be simplified to 3/4. So then we could have $300 is equal to, now we would take 4,700 times 3, which would give us 0, 0, 1. We carry our 2. Be 14,100 all over 4. That's R. Now, we will multiply each side by 4 over 14,100. Now, again, I didn't leave myself enough space. I would just get rid of that dollar sign. So we will have 4 over 14,100 times, it'll be 300 over 1. So this will leave us our R. 4 times 300 is 1,200, all over 14,100. Now, when we put this in a calculator, we will get approximately 8.5% is the discounted rate of interest, which we could see down here gives us a solution. And now we come to our next example. It says if $200 is borrowed on a 15% discounted loan for 8 months, what is the loan's discount and what is the actual interest rate? So we have to do two things here. But first we will use our interest formula. Now we don't know what the interest is, so it'll be 200, which is the principal, times the rate, which would be 0.15, times the time, it'll be 8/12. Now, we have the interest is equal to 200 times 0.15 is 30 times 8/12. So we can make this 30/1. 30 times 8 is 240, and 1 times 12 is 12. 240 divided by 12 is equal to $20. So the discount is $20. So $180 is received. Now, we want to move on to the next phase. They want us to also get what the actual rate is. So we still will use interest is equal to principal times rate times time. But we know the interest is $20. The principal, we use the discounted principal, which is 180. We don't know what the rate is, and the time is 8/12. Now, we can put this 180/1, and we can simplify. 12 goes into 12 once. 12 goes into 180 15 times. So 15 times 8, we have 20 is equal to 15 times 8, which is 120 times R, because we know our denominators would be 1 here. So now we would divide each side by 120. We will have our approximate rate of, it would be 16.7% would be our approximate interest rate. And it's shown down here as well. Now, we move on to our next example. It says here, you borrow $10,000 on a 10% discounted loan for a period of 8 months. It says, what is the loan's discount? So we'll do our interest. Interest is equal to principal times rate times time. We don't know what our interest is, but we know our principal is $10,000. Our rate is 10%, which is 0.10. And the time is 8 months, so it'll be 8 out of 12. So now, 10,000 times 0.10 will give 1,000 times, we will have 8 over 12. So we'll put a 1 under the 1,000, so we can multiply this fraction. So we will have 8,000 over 12. Now when you put this in your calculator, it will give you approximately $666.67. Now that is the loan's discount. So instead of receiving, actually I need to write this out, but this is coming up next. Determine the net amount of money you receive. Okay, this is the discount. So to determine how much money you're actually going to receive, you would take the initial amount that was borrowed minus the discount. Now when we subtract this, this will give us $9,333.33. Now that would be the final answer here for B. Now it says, what is the loan's actual interest rate? So we know we'll do interest is equal to principal times rate times time. Now our interest we already discovered was $666.67. Our principal, we know we will use the discounted principal, which would be $9,333.33. We don't know what the rate is, but we know the time is 8 over 12, 8 months out of 12. Now we could put a 1 under here, and then we can multiply. We have 666.67 is equal to, now we would take this 9,333.33 times 8, and we know that that's going to be divided by 12 and multiplied by R. So when we multiply, we actually would get $74,666.64. Now that would be divided by 12 and multiplied by R. Now if you put this in your calculator, this will give you, when you divide this number by 12, this will give you $6,222.22 times R. Now we will divide each side by $6,222.22. And then we will have $666.67 divided by $6,222.22 will give us an approximate rate of 10.7%. And that will be your approximation for R. So we will finish our problem here. So it'll be approximately 10.7% is equal to R. And we're done.